So, who do you think run this game? Go ahead and make a list in your head. And when you think about the most dominant, most picked S-tier heroes in Marvel Rivals, you're probably thinking of Magneto and his insane battlefield control. You're thinking of Luna Snow, the unkillable freeze and heal machine. Maybe your mind even goes to those impressive new flying comps or that nightmare-fueled Jeff. These are obvious picks, right? They're all over every tier list and what everyone's talking about. And look, they're powerful. Nobody's denying that, but they're also a distraction. Because while everyone has been focused on them, one hero has been quietly climbing the ranks, loading up with some of the most ridiculous buffs this game has ever seen. The hero who's actually controlling the toughest matches. The ones taking teams apart from the shadows is the one nobody seems to be talking about. She's been written off, tossed in the C tier, or even D tier on most lists, and just dismissed as a map-dependent character who's too much work. Well, I'm here to tell you, those lists are dead wrong. They're outdated. They haven't found the secret yet. While everyone's been looking the other way, Black Widow has quietly become the most dominant and terrifying duelist in the game. I know it sounds crazy, but in this video, we're going to break down the insane overlooked buffs and the game-changing new strats that had turned Natasha from a niche pick into the undisputed queen of the meta. So forget what you thought you knew. Black Widow is running the show. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to run it with her. So how did this even happen? How did a character a lot of people thought was one of the weakest duelists just rocket up to top? It all started with one single change that almost the entire player base totally underestimated. I'm talking about her stamina. A while back, Widow had got a buff to her fleet foot ability. Originally, if you completely drained her stamina bar by sprinting and using her super jumps, it would take a painful 12 seconds to recharge. In a game as fast as Marvel Rivals, 12 seconds is an eternity. It meant every move, every escape had to be perfectly planned. If you messed up, you were just a sitting duck. This was a massive weakness that basically chained her to a super safe passive playstyle. Then the Dells dropped a patch. They changed the 12-second recharge all the way down to just 4 seconds. Let that sink in. 12-second cooldown was cut down to 4. That's not a small adjustment. That's a complete rework of her entire character. All of a sudden, Black Widow has practically infinite mobility. She can sprint almost all the time, repositioning anywhere on the map whenever she wants. She can use her super jump to grab aggressive high ground spots, challenging flying enemies and getting out of trouble, knowing the stamina will be back in a blink. This one buff is the foundation of everything else. It transforms her from a slow, methodical sniper into a hyper-aggressive assassin. She is now one of the hardest characters in the game to lock down and kill. And this constant movement doesn't just make her hard to kill, it makes her terrifying. She can chase down enemies who think they got away, hip firing her rifle while sprinting to secure kills without missing a beat. This change alone should have set off alarm bells everywhere. But because it wasn't a direct damage buff, it just flew completely under the radar. Her insane mobility is just where the story starts. The next piece of the puzzle is how players are now using her entire kit in ways that can totally define her old role as a sniper. Most people see Black Widow and think she's only good from far back, picking off people from a safe distance, and that's a fatal mistake. Natasha is a true dual threat duelist, just as deadly up close as she is from far away. Her scope-in Red Room rifle still hits for a massive 120 to the body and 240 to the head, with 0 damage fall off. With her new mobility, a good player can consistently find crazy angles for those devastating headshots. But the real secret is her close quarters game. Her hip fire is way more accurate than you think, and her Widow's Bite baton can put on serious pressure if someone gets in her face. But the key is her edge dancer ability. That kick got buffed with a wider radius, so it's a lot more reliable for knocking people back. More importantly, the Dells removed the awkward pause after she uses it, which means she can now instantly fire her rifle after the kick. This opens up all kind of aggressive plays. You can use her crazy speed to close in on supports, use her edge dancers to launch them in the air, and then finish them with a shot before they even land. This versatility is what makes her so impressive. She controls all the long sight lines with her sniper, making it a nightmare for anyone to peek. But if you try to dive her to force a close-up fight, you just playing into a game. She can out-sprint you, bounce away with a sniper jump, and just stand her ground and win the duel with her kick and shoot combos. She set the rules for every single fight, and if you make one wrong mistake, you're on your way back to the spawn. So we got a hero with a guard tier mobility and a kit that's lethal at any range. That alone makes her a top tier threat. But there's one more piece to it. The final nail in the coffin, the aha moment. It takes Black Widow from a great duelist to a metal warping monster. I'm talking about her new team up with the Punisher, Operation Microchip. Before the season 2.5 update, Widow's team up with the Hawkeye was removed. In its place, she's got this new synergy with Frank Castle. It is no exaggeration. Completely broken. When the team up is active, Black Widow get a pulse rifle. This lets her shots pierce straight through the enemy and hit multiple targets at once. It deals 85 damage per hit, and get this, there's absolutely no charge time. Only if you're aiming out, in other words, in sniper mode. Just think about what that means. A healer hiding behind a tank, not safe anymore. Your shots go right through the tank and hits the healer. An enemy team all grouped up on a point, you can shred through their entire team pool at the same time with the shots they can't even block. This ability single-handedly fixes one of Black Widow's only real weaknesses, dealing with tight-packed teams. Top players are already calling this combo overpowered. It gives her a total level of area pressure that no other sniper in this game can even come close to. You can hold a perfect defense spot, only to have your entire team health bar evaporated in seconds because of a Widow and a Punisher found one clean line of sight. It forces enemy teams to scatter, creating total chaos for the team to clean up. It's a ridiculous power spike that most players still haven't learned to respect. Okay, let's put it all together. Picture it, you're in a rank match on whatever stage. The other team is running a standard poke comp, maybe a Hela and a Hawkeye trying to lock down the long sight lines. They think they're in control, but you're on Black Widow. You use a 4-second stamina to completely sprint and jump between cover, never giving them an easy target. You just a blur, a ghost that can't be hit. You take it hard flank, climbing up to high ground spots they never saw coming. From up there, you see Luna Snow trying to hit their front line. You don't even hesitate. One clean headshot for 240 and a quick body shot to finish. She gone before a team even realized what happened. Now they're scrambling. The tank Magneto tries to push you off your perch. You just laugh. Leap off the platform and glide to the other side of the map. You can't even dream of keeping up. As you land, you see them trying to regroup on the objective. They all clustered together, thinking they're safe in numbers. That's when you hit the button, Operation Microchip. You look at Punisher, he gives you the okay. You scope in and your rifle starts to hum. You unleash a storm of piercing post rounds right into the cluster. 1, 2, 3 shots. Damage numbers are popping up everywhere. Floop, floop, floop. As you tear through the health bars, boom, team wiped out. The objective is all yours. There's the power of the new Black Widow. So what have we learned? We have a character everyone ignores because they thought that she was too weak or took too much effort. But she got a massive game-changing buff to her mobility that lets her play with non-stop aggression. Her kit was fine-tuned to make her a lethal threat at any range, able to win duels with almost anyone. And then she was handed a team-up synergy that lets her shoot through multiple enemies at once, shredding through entire teams in seconds. Tier lists might still have her down in B or C tier, but what's happening in the actual game tells a very different story. Those lists just haven't caught up yet. Black Widow isn't a niche pick anymore. She's a top tier monster hidden in plain sight. She is the ghost in the machine, the silent predator. They're secretly running the Marvel Rivals meta. So is this Black Widow secretly the best hero in the game? Don't just take my word for it. Go in there, grab a buddy willing to play Punisher, and try these strategies for yourself. Master her movement, abuse her versatility, and make the enemy team's life a living nightmare with those piercing shots. Let me know down in the comments how it goes for you. And if you think there's another hidden gem flying under the radar, I definitely want to hear about it. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, show them who really run this game.